Busyness is like rearranging chairs on a sinking ship. It feels like action, but the foundation is collapsing. Organization requires planning and structure. Being signal proof means building systems that steer the ship, not just patch leaks with motion. When I think about that, I think about this organization of how I have these 12 steps laid out and how the pillars are laid out. And sometimes we as people have a slight issue with how we see things. And I mean that in an important sense that sometimes we don't truly capture meaning unless we have a structured pattern in our mind that fits with the way our mind perceives it. So I want to kind of mix this mindset up a little bit because I see some people have been a little bit confused with their patterns. And I mean, for the sake of going from truth to loyalty, I'm skipping loyalty for a second and going to dedication. Why? Because in this fact of skipping that pattern, I'm looking at how dedication is so important. Dedication is the discipline of proof. It's like people don't understand that staying consistent when no one is watching is how we build more of our loyalty. It's not about being out there in front and flashy. As my coach says, flashy is trashy. And it's funny to me because, I've grown up in flash, I've grown up on stages. Part of being a performer is being flashy. You have to be some kind of flashy. However, even I have downgraded from a Mercedes to a PT Cruiser. Even I have been focusing on what is actually making sense and what's building structure. And mind you, they don't make the PT Cruiser anymore, so it's not like I got a new PT Cruiser. So think about these things when I talk about life as we know it and what we look at, dedication and discipline. Are you doing things to remain loyal to people? Are you doing things to hold a status or a stature? Because sometimes holding a status or a stature will put you out of your orbit. And you may not be dedicated to the people you're supposed to be loyal to. So that's why I'm bringing this to dedication is a discipline of proof. All right. But I got something else that I thought about earlier. And I think it's important for us to understand that when we understand how our dedication and discipline and proof and how we don't build echo chambers, because I don't want this to be an echo chamber. I may correct people for certain things because I'm focused on what I'm attempting to say, but don't think that I'm not listening to what people are saying if it's valid feedback. When I hear valid feedback, I take it in and I attempt to understand it, and I come back with lessons like this. You see, because if we build echo chambers, then we're not really building a community. I need to build an echo chamber of people who come back and fight against that echo chamber. You know what I mean? I need to build a community of people who are rewarded for not just, coming up with ideas, but looking at how it resonates with you. Because the idea may not resonate with you. And if it doesn't resonate with you, you're not going to be internally motivated. Intrinsic is internal motivation, intrinsic motivation to get out there and do it. You might be extrinsically motivated, like if I paid you cash to do it, that's external motivation. But it's not going to work for you the way you want it to work for you. And if it doesn't work for you the way you want it to work for you, guess what? It's fugazi. I just have to say that because we spend a lot of time wrapping things in a box. And that box doesn't give people the dedication they need to figure out how their box should be wrapped for them. We spend more time putting ourselves in other people's boxes instead of understanding how our truth, loyalty, dedication, and growth should be aligned with our character, with our identity, with our cause, with our role in society, and with our duty to community. Sometimes we're looking too much at the Joneses because it's definitely said that if someone next door to me makes a whole bunch of money, I'm going to want to catch up to their status. And I'm going to want to spend as much as money as I possibly can to catch up to their status. Why? Because there's some kind of societal belief that we lived in and some kind of proof or truth that we've given ourselves, agreement that we've given ourselves about the way the world is, because we see others with these things and we don't proof ourselves against it. We're taking somebody else's proof onto ourselves. We're living in somebody else's box and not our own. We're not thinking about the world that we can create. We're following the leader.